time. Palantir shares are in the red, down about 5% right now after reporting results that were in line with estimates. Full year guidance was above estimates. The company also announcing a $1 billion share buyback plan. But joining us now is Founders Fund partner and an early Palantir employee, Trey Stevens. Trey, it's great to have you on the show.
Good to see you, Morgan. How's it going?
Great. So much to talk to you about, but let's start with Palantir here, because it really seems like the bright spots last quarter were U.S. commercial and also international government in terms of revenue growth. But this is really a company that's just posted a third consecutive quarter of profitability. And perhaps the biggest story here is the artificial intelligence platform, which speaks to all the generative AI discussions and investments and opportunities that we've been talking about day in, day out on CNBC. But where Palantir is concerned, you're talking about it in real time with sensitive data and government contracts.
And given the receptivity of the market, also not to mention that we have been profitable now, we expect to be eligible for the S&P. For several quarters we've been profitable, that we have over $3 billion in the bank. That positions us to fulfill our new aspiration. It allows us to see in the future how we would do that, which is to simply be the most valuable enterprise software company in the world. And we are joyous for this moment. And thank you for being with us today.
Palantir reported a 13% increase in second quarter revenue growth on Monday, August 7th, 2023. It has raised its forecast for adjusted profit in 2023 and authorized a $1 billion share buyback on the strength of what it called transformative traction for its artificial intelligence technology. Investors pushed up shares as much as 3% in extended trading to $18.46. Prior to the after-hours move, the value of Palantir shares had climbed 177% to close at $17.99, compared with a rise of 17% for the S&P 500. Palantir said third quarter revenue will likely be between $553 million and $557 million, ahead of the $552 million expected by analysts. The midpoint of the guidance implies 16% growth.
How are you balancing investments for long-term growth while also delivering the profit and performance needed to keep shareholders confident and invested?
I'll take that
Because
one.
we are.
Yeah, we are. Thanks, Emo. And I think one example of this is we delivered on GAAP profitability 2 years before before people thought it was coming. And then if you look to the last 3 quarters, we had 3 consecutive quarters of GAAP profitability. We've now guided to Q3 and Q4 of GAAP profitability. We're here with $3.1 billion on the balance sheet, and we're doing this all while we're investing heavily in AIP. And we're really doing that across the company, both with money, both with resources, and we're very focused on it.
Well, I mean, we delivered profitability years ahead of time. Why do we care about profitability? We care about profitability because we power some of the most important enterprises in the world. They care that we're on steady footing. We care about it because it shows people that we are serious. We care about it because it positions us to be on indexes like the S&P that show that we are one of the leading industries in the world. We believe in ourselves, which is why we've authorized a buyback to align with this belief in ourselves. Our belief in profitability aligns with our desire to be on the S&P. We are going to invest in ourselves not at a small scale, in the $1 billion range. And so profitability, stability, move to S&P, move to a company that reflects what we will be, which we believe is the most important enterprise software company in the world. And these are all very much linked.
Just firstly, in terms of Palantir, so we've had 3 straight quarters now where they've posted profits. So we're looking pretty good in that respect. But in terms of getting the market to believe in the Palantir story, we've seen obviously a run-up of late, but to really believe in the story, what's it going to take?
I think this is an inflection point call. I mean, if you look, this is the Messi of AI, in my opinion. And what you're seeing with AIP and their AI platform, I think it's a tidal wave of demand that they're starting to see around the corner. And that's really our call here, that it's probably the best pure play AI name in terms of them monetizing, not just on the government side, but on the enterprise side when it comes to AI. And I think we saw this. It's an inflection point quarter. This remains, in our opinion, one of the core AI names over the coming years.
I'm not sure what Will's talking about when he's talking about get the investors to believe the story. The investors have bought into the hype already. I mean, with these kind of valuations, Palantir needs 30% growth rates to justify what we're talking about here. It's forecast 12%. This thing isn't ready for prime time.
Yeah, but to Will's point, I can say maybe on the retail side, they've been ahead in terms of understanding this story. But in terms of institutional, I think it's very, very skeptical. So I do think they have a lot to prove. But in my opinion, this is going to be an accelerating growth story as we go into the coming years. Because what I see on AI, this is just, we're not even, if we're thinking about a 9-inning game, we're not even in the dugout. And there's a pure play, as a platform play in terms of what Karp and the team have built, I think it's the best one out there. And I think we see across the board just starting to play out right now. And that's why I believe the best is yet to come. I think it's a get out the popcorn moment in terms of where I see the Palantir story going over the coming years. $25 our base case.
Management reiterated expectations for net income in the third and fourth quarters and called for full-year revenue of over $2.21 billion, above analysts' expectation polled by Refinitiv at $2.209 billion. CEO Alex Karp wrote this in a letter to shareholders that Palantir aims to be included in the S&P 500, which requires that companies maintain certain milestones, including being profitable for a year. Palantir now has been profitable for 3 consecutive quarters. We anticipate that we will become eligible for inclusion in the S&P 500 after we report our financial results for Q3 2023 in early November 2023. At that point, we will have been profitable on a cumulative basis over the preceding 4 quarters.
We are de facto teaching people the quote-unquote roadmap of the way the world will look and the problems you'll have to solve. And it teaches them because you can show it live in action. And that's what's going on in the market. And that gets to when will we actually monetize this? We will monetize. Palantir is guilty of many things. People thought we were insane. Some people think I'm eclectic. Some analysts think that I am talking something they've never heard of, right? Often right.
We have no problem monetizing. We make $2.9 million per commercial customer across the world. We will figure out how to monetize it. First, we're teaching the market what it is. We're getting people on board. We're showing people that these are the kind of problems you'll have to solve if you want to engage in actually making money as opposed to writing neat poetry that may be scary to your enterprise and your board won't let you install anyway. And then we will allow people, then we will charge for that.
CEO Alex Karp said the company sees an opportunity to commercialize artificial intelligence. I believe this AI transformation will change the GDP of America and that Palantir will participate in that in the delta between where the GDP is now and where it will get to, powered by unique technologies that are almost exclusively being built in the United States and are being adopted more rapidly, more efficiently, with more vigor. We have a good chance at becoming the most important software company in the world, and demand is unprecedented for Palantir's AI. Alex Karp said Palantir's aim is to make money from AI, rather than just produce computer-generated poetry. We will figure out how to monetize it, he said of Palantir's Artificial Intelligence Platform, or AIP. Palantir lifted its forecast for adjusted income from operations for the year to over $576 million, compared with a range of $506 million to $556 million in May 2023. Government revenue accounted for 57% of total sales. Palantir revenue for government clients grew 15% to $302 million, while analysts expected $301.8 million. Palantir announced a contract from the U.S. Special Operations Command that could be worth up to $463 million. The company's fastest area of growth was international government revenue, which increased 31% to $76 million. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.